Hello YouTube, this is T Walker aka Tanner, and coming to you guys today with I don't know, something I thought of. Well, I was swimming. I'm not much of a swimmer, but I enjoy swimming for the exercise, and sometimes I get grand epiphanies while I do it. Most of the time they're for something completely unrelated, and they never help me with what I want to do, but hey, it's kind of cool. So anyway, let's see, where was I? Oh yeah. So I've been watching a lot of videos about currency, and then watching a lot of videos about, you know, um, EXP for gold spent. Um, Watching a lot of videos about. Actually, I think it was those two ones that I've been watching that kind of sparked this. So as I was swimming, I was thinking, okay, well, why is it that this mass amount of gold always proves so much of a problem? And I was thinking about gold, and I was thinking about character creation, and I started thinking about armor and weapons. And so, as I was thinking about this, I was like, at character creation, even just a few levels after, you get a bunch of armor and weapons. And then I was thinking to myself, well, what are armor and weapons? They're a form of character advancement. I mean, you start off with no armor, and then, at first level buy armor. Well, you just added, depending on how you're playing, a whole bunch of damage reduction to yourself, or, a higher armor check. That's really good, right? But the thing is, we don't treat armor and weapons as a type of character advancement. We treat them as items. Oh, that was the other video. Bland Humanoid was talking about, what was it? Magic items and why they suck. And he's saying that, the characters are already advancing, and then they get these more powerful items that just kind of add on to them. And that's what really hit me. But, it's not just magic items that make characters better, it's items themselves. I mean, of course, you need, I guess, a certain amount. What's a warrior without a sword, right? But, I was thinking, especially about the armor, and, like, the quality of the weapons. So I was thinking about that, thinking that, at first level, sure, warrior might not have the greatest armor, but he's gonna have some, right? And, that he's able to, buy that armor, he's pretty much spending money, which is, not really which is treated completely different from EXP, to, to advance his character, right? So what I'm thinking is, that's not really fair, because he's getting EXP and money, and both are ways of of advancing his character. As he gets more money, his character gets more powerful, but then he also gets EXP, which also makes his character more powerful. So this is what I was thinking. What if you did something along the lines of this? Either you got EXP in the form of money, right? Or, you know, you've got money in the form of EXP. Alright, so roll with me on this. So say, I've got generic tabletop, I'm playing a warrior, and I have X character creation points. Alright, now maybe I can, and now here's my question. If I want to give my warrior the passive ability, to prevent, every, or 4 damage that's dealt to him every time. So all the damages are reduced by 4, whatever. And I give that, I put that, he has hard skin or something, right? So, or, why would I do that when I could just, go out and, as soon as the game starts, buy armor that would give me that same thing? I mean, maybe they would stack, but you see what I'm saying? They're pretty much the same ability. So, what if that, like, character creation or something like that, armor was, purchased in character creation points, right? So, you have your warrior, and in order to deck himself out in good gear, because that's a form of character advancement, he needs to, spend these character creation points. And also, I think it's something that bothered me is that a lot of games play the, one size armor fits all type thing, but that's not really how it works. I mean, armor's got to fit you right, or I mean that's at least what I think. Um, else it's not gonna, it's gonna chafe. It's not gonna be comfortable. You're not gonna fight in it as well. But so that's what I was thinking. What if armor was a form of character, or armor, weapons, new items were forms of character advancement, or forms of EXP, right? So let's run with the fightery guy at first level again. So maybe he gets this armor, or with his character creation points he purchases this higher tier armor that gives him some damage reduction. Well, a lot of people might say, well, what if it gets stolen? You know, I mean, that's the thing about difference between items you know and abilities is abilities can't get stolen. Well, I think that would actually be really interesting because if it's your armor, the armor that your great grandfather gave you, or passed down from generation to generation. It's your family armor. It's got your seal on it. That would make for a great quest. You gotta go get his armor back. I mean, I think that would be. And then he's got to play for a little bit, and you can do the same thing with abilities. Somehow you've lost your ability, go get it back. But anyway, getting off track. But so I'm thinking. I think it was Azert 83 who was talking about, EXP for gold spent. Well, what if gold was the EXP? Maybe they don't get as much, or they get two different types, or, their EXP is gold, right? So they either, you know, spend this gold to get character advancements, which makes sense, because really, in a lot of ways, EXP is, the same thing as gold, just this, a way to advance your character. And so what if, like we made, or started looking at, and I think this would be helpful to a lot of people, looking at gold as a form of character advancement instead of just something you tack on at the end of the adventure. I mean, I think it should be treated like EXP, because if you give them the full EXP from your quest or whatever, and then you give them a smack ton of gold right on top of that, well, whoa there, you just deck them out even more, because now they can buy better things. They can buy new equipment, which is making their characters better, right? Just as EXP does. So I don't know. It's something to think about. I know I've repeated myself a lot, but I don't really have any notes here, so that's gonna happen. But go ahead, comment, tell me what you guys think. All right, this has been T Walker, aka Tanner, and I'm signing off.